Hello, today I am going to talk a little bit. I read 2 days ago. I read the part one. I finished part one, which takes place in 1955. Um, this is about this book right here is about Ishmad, and Ishmad um, basically has this math. He's a mathematician. He basically was really smart, and he knows, you know, he's very, very smart. Now, he basically the first place talks about 1955, where Ismail's growing up as a kid, and you know, bad stuff happened to his family, like their house gets burned down by the government and the soldiers, um, and their father goes in jail and stuff and has to work like in the jail and stuff, and it's really interesting. Now, what I really like about the first section is really how Ishmael grows into a young man. It's basically about his journey to into going to be that, you know, to going to be what he wants to be when he grows up. But um, him growing up earlier, way too early for his time. So he's a kid, he's like 17 or even like 13 when he first works, and then he goes up and grows up to be 17. And when he enters the school for in Hebrew University, and he does have school, and he has his teacher Muhammad, and Muhammad teaches him like just stuff because he can't go to school. He's working. Basically, after work, he goes and studies. Studies math or whatever. So the teacher finds out about this competition and stuff that all the people are mathematicians are going to um, compete, and you could win a scholarship in Hebron University. Ishmael decides, sure, I'll go. At first, he's kind of uneasy because he knows he needs to support his family, and he's the only guy around, so he definitely feels like he needs to support his family. But he ends up going because his father really wants him to succeed, really wants a better life for him and his family, and um, that that's what he need. He really thinks that even though the family is going to have a hard time with survival and stuff, but um, if Ishmael goes and goes to school and studies to be a mathematician, I think it's a really interesting read. Also, I really think it's interesting with the soldiers, and the soldiers are really Israelis, and it's in a where it's in a world where obviously in Israel, and it's really in where there's struggle, and there's constant struggle where these Israelis are kind of putting the Arabics to work and stuff like that. And I really think it's really interesting that having gone to Israel myself, I see many different cultures and many different different cultures, different um, beliefs, and very different people kind of living on the same place. There's people who are from Pakistan, and there's people who are from India, and I mean, although they kind of look, they there's different people, and then there's also other people who believe in God, and other people who believe in Allah, which in this book they believe God is Allah, which you're not supposed to say in that culture, but just freely. But I really, really, really enjoy this book. I mean, it does take on some of the culture definements in Israel and security. So right now I'm actually on chapter 23, and I read a little bit of part 2, and part 2 takes place in 1966. And so when he gets accepted into this college, Hebron University, he goes, and so we're gonna see what happens while he's at the college and what he learns, and maybe some cultural difference. Maybe he'll get beaten. Who knows what's gonna happen? So I'm really excited to finish up this book, or not finish up, but to read this book still, and I'm right there. So I'm not really all the way. It's not a long book, but I do read it a chapter every day, so it's taking a while because a lot of the chapters in this book is short, so yeah. So yes, this is a really good book right now, and I will be doing a review on the second book, part 2, when I finish that. So this is part 1. Part 1 was actually really good, and they do have really, really good quotes, and they do have really, really good quotes in it. So I'm just gonna read the first chapter, or the first paragraph in chapter 1. Mama always said Emil was mysterious. It was a joke we shared as a family, that my sister, just a few years old and shaking on her pudgy legs, had more energy for life than me and my younger brother, Ambius, combined. So when I went to check on her, she wasn't in her crib, I felt a fear in my heart that gripped at me and would not let go. So yes, and that was from part 1. And I hope you enjoy this semi-review, and have a great day. Bye!